Good day, everyone. Today, we will begin by understanding one of the most important foundations of computing, which is the operating system. Before we go into deeper technical details, it is very important that we first clearly understand what an operation system or operating system really is and why it plays such a critical role in how computers function. In simple terms, an operating system or OS is the main software that acts as the bridge between the user and the computer hardware. Ibig sabihin, hindi tayo direktang nakikipag-interact sa hardware, components tulad ng mga CPU, memory, at storage. Instead, the operating system serves as the mediator that translates our commands into instructions that the hardware can execute properly. Okay? Without this layer, it would be extremely difficult for users to operate a computer because they would need to manually control the hardware at a very technical level. To understand this better, we can think of the operating system as a manager in an organization. We are those users na nagbibigay ng instructions, habang ang hardware components naman ang gumagawa ng actual task. However, without the manager to coordinate everything, dito na magkakaroon ng tinatawag na confusion and inefficiency. In the same way, the operating system ensures that all hardware resources are properly managed, organized, and used efficiently. This includes managing running programs, allocating memory space, handling files, and controlling input and output devices. One example of this is that kapag nagbubukas tayo ng maraming applications at the same time, the operating system decides how much processing time each program will receive so that the system can continue running smoothly without crashing. Furthermore, the operating system is also responsible for organizing files and ensuring that data is stored in a structured and accessible manner. Ito rin ang nagiging dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng folders like names, storage management sa ating computers. In addition, it controls hardware devices through drivers, allowing different components like keyboards, printers, and storage devices to communicate effectively with the system. Because of these responsibilities, we can say that operating system is the backbone of computing device. Without it, computers would not be user-friendly, multitasking would not be possible, and overall system stability would be very difficult to maintain. So in today's modern world, operating system or OS are not only found in desktop and laptop computers, but also in smartphones, smart appliances, vehicles, and many other digital technologies that we use daily. This definitely and undoubtedly shows how essential operating systems are in supporting modern life and technological advancement. Now that we have clear understanding of what an operating system is, we can now move forward to the next part of the discussion.
I will now explain process management, which is how the operating system handles the programs we open. Ang process management ay kung paano inasikaso ng operating system ang mga apps na binubuksan natin. Kapag nag-open ka ng isang app, tulad ng browser, game, or music, ang system ang bahala para patakbuhin ito. Example is, nag-open ka ng Google Chrome habang nagpapatugtog ng Spotify. Hindi naman sila nag-aaway or nag-hang agad. Bakit? Kasi ang operating system ang nag-aayos kung sino ang mauna at susunod gumamit ng CPU. Pinapahiram niya ng mabilis ang CPU sa bawat app, kaya parang sabay-sabay silang gumagana. Ito ang tinatawag na multitasking.hb. Isa pang example, kapag nag-click ka ng mouse habang nagtatype, sandali mo na asikasuhin ng system yung click mo, tapos babalik ulit sa pagtatype. Sa madaling salita, ang process management ang dahilan kung bakit maayos at tuloy-tuloy gumagana ang mga apps natin.
I will now explain other important functions of the operating system. The first one is memory management. The operating system makes sure every app gets enough memory to run properly. It also checks which memory is being used and which is free, so the computer won't slow down or crash. For example, kapag sabay kang nagbukas ng Google Chrome at Microsoft Word, ang OS or operating system ang nag-allocate ng memory para hindi maghang ang system. So the next is file system management. The operating system helps organize your files just like putting documents inside folders. It lets you create, open, edit, and delete files. It also keeps your files safe by controlling who can access them. For example, kapag gumawa ka ng folder for your school files at nag-save ka ng documents, ang operating system ang nag-organize at nag-protect ng files mo. So, another function is device management. The operating system controls devices like the printer, keyboard, and storage. It uses drivers so these devices can understand and work with the computer. So, example is, kapag nag-print ka ng document, ang operating system ang gumagamit ng driver para makapag-communicate ang computer at printer. So, because of this function, the operating system helps everything in the computer work smoothly together. So, now let's move to the types and evolution of operating system.
So, dadawa tayo sa types of operating systems. So, may 5 tayo dito ang pinakauna is the serial processing systems. So, the serial processing systems is the simplest type of operating systems. In the computer process only one job at a time. Kailangan muna nitong tapusin yung isang task bago mag-start sa kabilang task. So, there is no multitasking or automated scheduling. Because of this, it is easy to manage. However, it is efficient since the CPU often stays idle while waiting for the input and the output operations, so which results in slower performance. So kumbaga, the system is simple but not really fast. So pangalawa is the simple batch processing systems. So in a simple batch processing systems, similar jobs are grouped together and processed automatically. So this is more efficient than serial processing. So, because it reduces setup times between jobs. However, users cannot interact with the systems while it is running. So instead, they must wait until the entire batch is finished before seeing the output. So sa madaling salita is kailangan muna maghintay ng user bago makita ang resulta. So pangatlo is the multi-program batch systems. So the multi-program batch systems allows multiple programs to be loaded into memory at the same time. So if one program is waiting for the input or the output, the CPU switches to another programs so it does not stays idle. So as a result, the CPU utilizations becomes higher and processing becomes faster. So however, it requires more complex memory management and scheduling. So pang-apat naman is the time-sharing systems. So the time-sharing systems allows multiple users to use the computers at the same time while divided the CPU time into smaller time slices. So the systems switch quickly between users so it feels like each user has its own computer. So this is why it supports interactive computing with fast response times. So however, it requires more systems management and has overheat due to frequent switchings. So parang maraming users ang naghahati sa oras ng CPU. So last is the distributed processing systems. So the distributed processing systems uses multiple interconnected computers to share workloads. So although processing happens in different machines, it appears as one system to the users. Because of this, it provides faster processing, scalability, and reliability. However, it depends heavily on network communications and proper synchronizations and security. So, kumbaga is maraming computer ang nagtutulungan para mas mapipilis yung trabaho.
Before I discuss the real-world examples, let me first explain the evolution of operating systems. Nag-evolve ang operating system kasabay ng development ng computer hardware. Sa first generation, noong 1940s to 1950s, wala pang operating system. Ang ginagamit ay serial processing. kung saan isang task lang ang pinapatakbo at mano-manong kinokontrol ng mga users, ang computer. Sa second generation naman noong 1950s to 1960, nagkaroon ng simple batch processing system. Dito, ang mga jobs ay pinoproseso in groups o batch at automatic nang sinusunod ng system ang next task pagkatapos matapos ang isa. Sa pangatlong generation naman noong 1960s to 1980s, na-introduce ang multi-programming at time-sharing system. Ibig sabihin, kaya nang mag-run ng multiple programs at multiple user at the same time dahil hinahati ng CPU ang oras nito sa iba't ibang processes. Dito nagsimula ang multitasking. And the fourth generation, which is the last, from 1980s up to present, nagkaroon ng personal computers at distributed system. Mas naging advanced ang OS, may graphical user interface, networking, internet support at mas efficient performance. Ito na ang foundation ng modern operating systems ngayon today. Now, let us move to real-world examples. One of the most widely used operating system is Microsoft Windows. Common ito sa personal computers at kilala dahil user-friendly at compatible sa maraming applications. Next is Linux, an open source OS na popular at servers at programming dahil sa security at stability nito. And another example is Mac OS na nag-develop by Apple Incorporation. Ito ang OS ng Mac computers known for its smooth performance at sleek design.